Hello everybody on YouTube, it's Michael here, and this is going to be the final video upload of the year 2025 to end the year off. And on this video is going to be my second day trip at the Musical Museum in London. Now some of you know that I've uploaded my 900 video earlier on this year on April 11th 2025, and that was my day trip at the Musical Museum in London, which I went to on the 17th of September last year, in which that day was the opening of the new Korg gallery, which I really enjoyed. And now a couple of months ago, on the 4th of October 2025, I went to the Musical Museum in London once again within the Korg gallery, because there was a few events from Korg that day. Yep, Saturday the 4th of October, and Korg has once again personally invited me to the event. So yes, I really appreciate that very much, and it was a perfect opportunity for me to make yet another video featuring the Musical Museum, where I've explored the museum again with loads of old stuff, like we've got some old pianos, old synths, etc. Well, you'll see it on this video. Unfortunately, this time I wasn't able to play on any of the synths, because compared to the first time I went to the Musical Museum last year, yes, I was able to play on some of the synths, as you've seen on my 900 video. But the last time I went there, a couple of months ago, the old synths had notices saying, "This is a museum exhibit, please do not touch." So unfortunately I wasn't able to play on any of the synths, but I really wanted to, but unfortunately I couldn't. So yeah, overall, despite that I wasn't able to play on any synths that day, I still enjoyed the experience, I really did. But compared to the first time, the second, well, I'm not saying I didn't like the second time I went there. I really enjoyed it. I really did. In my opinion, I thought that my first experience, when I went there for the first time last year, my first experience was better. But regardless, I enjoyed my second day trip there. So with this video, it's going to be the Musical Museum, my second trip in London, where Korg was holding an event. I can tell you the events. Here's a little screenshot now. The events are Kronology, with one of the Korg reps called Luke Edwards, in which he did a presentation. He gave us a history of Korg, and played on a couple of synths, and yeah, he just talked to us about the history of Korg. And the second event is the presentation with Dina Pearlman, who is the daughter of the creator of the art. He was the ARP founder, Alan R. Pearlman. Yep, he was the founder of the ARP synths. I don't know many ARP synths. All I know is that I know that there's an ARP Odyssey. I know that there are other ARP synths, but the ARP Odyssey is the one that I know the most. So yeah, there will be a presentation and a talk, conversation with Dina Pearlman, daughter of Alan R, the ARP founder. And finally, with the events, there will be sort of a presentation with Spike Edney, who was the keyboard player of the band Queen. And let me just tell you a bit about when I was doing videos of Spike Edney. Unfortunately, I won't be able to feature these videos, because when I was filming, when Spike Edney was talking to Korg rep Luke Edwards, I was told not to film. Now, I can understand why, because Spike Edney was talking, you know, his personal life, and what he did before he got into music and became a keyboard player and was playing in different bands, well known for being in the band Queen. So unfortunately, or with the Spike Edney presentation, there will only be screenshots and no videos, because he was talking about his personal life and what he did before becoming a musician. So because of that reason, I must respect his privacy, and it will only feature screenshots. So those are the events that day that happened at the Musical Museum. Kronology with Luke Edwards, presentation with Dina Pearlman, daughter of ARP founder Alan R. Pearlman, and presentation / conversation with Spike Edney. So those were the main events that day, and I would like to personally thank Korg for the invite to this event, and I would also like to thank my manager Tony from Bonners for taking me there as well, because Korg personally invited me to the opening of the Korg gallery when I first went there last year, and it was really something. It was a good opportunity, it was fantastic, and it was great, perfect opportunity for me to make some videos. And a couple of months ago, went there again, once again, another great opportunity for me to make some videos. So here is my day trip at the Musical Museum in London, 4th of October 2025. My second time there. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoy. Okay, so for the final video of the year 2025 is my second trip at the Musical Museum in London. I went there a little over 2 months ago on the 4th of October. I first went there on September last year when Korg opened up their Korg gallery within the museum, and I have gotten an invite from them. Korg have once again personally invited me to the Musical Museum, as there was an event known as the London Synth Show. This video will be very similar to that of my 900 video, since that video was of my first trip to the museum last year. The events were presentations from a few people, one of which who is very well known. The first presentation is Kronology with Korg rep Luke Edwards, who takes us through a journey through the history of Korg, ranging from the early analog synths through to the digital and modern synths. The second presentation is the story of ARP with Dina Pearlman. Dina is the daughter of ARP founder Alan R. Pearlman. In this presentation, she shares her perspective on the history and legacy of ARP. I don't know many ARP synths myself. I know that there is one called the ARP Odyssey. I don't know many other ARP synths myself, but I know there are different other models of ARP. The last presentation is Korg's Luke Edwards having a conversation with Spike Edney, the band Queen's longtime keyboard player, where he talks about his life before becoming a musician. Unfortunately, when filming his presentation, I was told not to film, as he was talking about his personal life. So with his presentation, there will only be screenshots of the videos that I've done, and not the actual videos, as I must respect the privacy of others. But overall, all 3 presentations were brilliant, and I was able to learn some things whilst I was there, such as the history of Korg, history of the ARP synths, and a little about Queen's keyboard player Spike Edney. The clips of the 3 presentations won't be the entire presentation, just some small clips of what I seen. Unfortunately this time, I wasn't able to play on any synths, as on a lot of the old synths, it had a notice saying, "This is a museum exhibit, please do not touch," in which they didn't have any notices when I first went there last year, so I was able to play on them back then, as shown on my 900 video. So all in all, it was a great day at my second trip to the museum, even though I think that my first experience was better, as I was able to play on some of the old synths compared to not being able to on my second trip. But I still enjoyed my second time there, and was still a great opportunity to make some more video content based on the musical museum. So here is the rest of this video. My day trip at the musical museum, Saturday 4th of October 2025, and overall my second time being there.
Thank you. So this, they made these originally this size one I've got is this size, the keyboard is smaller. Sorry, the one I've got, the keyboard is smaller, this is a bigger version of it. Oh right, okay. It's incredible. It is, yeah. Setlist for all sorts of different sounds, very loaded, so you can choose different sounds on things. Alright, this is the one about the divorce. I haven't seen the divorce. That's what I'm going to know.
I know what it is. Just a reissue. The original was created in 1977.
I can actually get into that, analyzing different aspects, transient, attack, scale, what's going on, is that FM, is it, which one is that, you know?
Everything else is just icing on the cake. It's the same as nice, oscillating with the nice roots. From there. But if basically, right? Yeah, no, it's good to obviously early.
Oh, that mixer, right?
Yeah.
So this is on Korg. I want people to get the gears.
Yeah.
In essence,
That's alive.
Sam was my grandfather's. Yeah, Samuel. Yeah. This in essence is the same as an Odyssey. It's just a little, it's got a little bit more innards, but it behaves the same way.
Trigger other things.
Sorry, it's all right. Don't worry.
It's a trigger motion.
When Alex Ball gets back, we're going to have him connect us to that. I can come back.
So I'm pretty sure in Europe and in Britain we've done
bands going.
because every now and then
It's not for me.
yeah, I know. I think that's because they just kick over these shit. Still use this as a recording instrument.
Here we are, back here again.
Makes such a difference. Yeah, it's been in constant use, and we now use it more than ever before.
There. You've got the softer cello sound. But you can then go on to different accordion scenes on the screen. If I can find that, so accordion there. Hang on, where have I?
How is the sound generated?
That is something you'll have to ask Korg direct. I'm one of the volunteers at the museum, and I just happened to play accordion a bit. They said, "Here you go, crack it with it." But they worked in partnership with Daytrip for sound. So it's all sound.
And determined this time, 10 o'clock. the Korg Chronology with Luke Edwards will begin. Some interesting talks to come along, so please do make your way out there towards that. Take the lift or the stairs, and we're at 12 o'clock, so it's time to make your way out there and take your places in our auditorium, and we'll give announcements again in about
that's
5
jazz.
minutes.
So if we put on, like we can do the country ones, we've got Italian accordion, jazz accordion, French folk accordion, proper classical. So the proper classical stuff as well. So you ready? Nice chat.
Yeah. Hello. I'm so sorry about this. What's on? Just about to go up to the thing there. Yeah. Does it look presentation?
Are you giving the photographer?
So food also.
I see, okay. So that's it's not covered under our insurance. Okay. Great. Good to ask you. Yeah. Whatever happens in here. It'll be the one next to the channel. Yeah, I think after the Justice League, Alex is going to do that performance as well. Right. Very setting up.
You know, the nose was twice.
You do, yeah.
You need XLR cable as well.
Here is something that I have shown already on my 900 video during my first trip at the Korg gallery. It really inspired me to see what music meant to other people. This time I have seen some other different meanings compared to my first trip, so there will be some different meanings here. You can always go back to my 900 video and see the first meanings that I have read, which really inspired me to the fact that music is more than just music in general. To me, it is an escape of reality in which you can just be yourself in your own little bubble. You always have joy of the music you play and the music you listen to. Feel free to write in the comments section on this video and on my 900 video as well, and share with me your thoughts. What does music mean to you?
The strings are really nice. part of the circuit, which gives you that kind of phasing effect, which is quite magical, really. And yeah, so moving on, we did a CX3 in 1979. So this was a different type of instrument again. So this was actually like a kind of Hammond organ type instrument, but we decided to make it a lot more portable and also put the rotary effect inside rather than having to load this massive kind of Leslie speaker to go with it. So this was actually, for the time, really popular amongst good musicians. We'll give you a little sound example of that. It's also available in a 2-manual version as well, called the BX3. And for some reason in the picture they put a trombone on top, so I don't really understand why they've done that. And the drum machine, so there's some description of Korg as well. So yeah, but that was basically the same instrument, just double manual, and you get a pedal board for it as well. So you could kind of turn it into a pseudo Hammond type instrument if you want. But really, what the CX3 was all about was that portability and that great sound, but in a really giggable format. That's its strength. So moving on, a couple of years later, we had another momentous synth for us. This was called a monopoly. So this was a 4-voice analog synthesizer. As you can see, lots of hands-on control, and it was great for kind of pad sounds like this. Those with 4 oscillators in different ways. So for instance, you could have them playing in a round robin format, so you could play them one by one individually, which is quite a unique kind of sound it gave it, because they could all have different tunings, so you could play the melodies or just slightly detuned so you get a nice character there, or you could just sum them all together, stack them up so you had a mega kind of bass kind of machine basically, so great stuff like this. And for motion within the sound. So you can start to do stuff like this. So that was kind of winding towards the end of the analog period, towards the sort of early 80s. And then something momentous happened in 1983 with the birth of MIDI. So this stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. And it was really a coming together of the greatest minds in the industry, which, to my knowledge, has never really happened before synths. So all the major manufacturers, Roland, Yamaha, Korg, Kawai, Sequential, a few others, all got together, and the top engineers got together and developed this protocol, which meant that all keyboards could talk to each other, and also early computers as well, and that was very significant. So it basically meant that you could then control one keyboard from another, or vice versa, but not just notes, because we've kind of had that before with CV and gate, but it just opened up the policy.
really made on AutoCAD. And so one of our board members, Mary Locke, for his 95th anniversary birthday, put this together. And I thought it really illustrates first his self-deprecating sensibilities, and we're really glad that he went into music synthesis instead of fine art, and like that. So, but I always love this. My dad had a long and industrious life and was filled with lots of ups and downs, lots of achievements, some tragedies, but his spirit was really indomitable, and he really loved what he did, and he loved people. It was really important to him. He was born in 1925 to Ada and Julius Pearlman. My dad's the little guy with a big grin. And his brother was pulling the ear of my grandfather. He became a doctor, so you could tell there was a lot going on at a very early age. And both sides of his parents were of Eastern European descent. They were first-generation Americans being forced to leave Russia and Lithuania due to pogroms and other forms not be too remote, when the electronic instrument may take the place as a versatile, powerful, and expressive instrument. And again, I want to point out this was written in 1948. So like other manufacturers, my father had a team of folk that helped him with his endeavors. ARC was created with David Friend, that's there, pictured there. That was his business partner, and they like to call ARC synthesizers human engineering, using interfaces, teaching tools, and techniques that encourage professional, amateur, and student alike. And this is from an ad talking about the 2600. I always love these drawings. This was done by David Friend's wife. Early on, it was a real family business. My mother worked on the books, David Friend's wife worked on the artwork, and yeah, it was small and a very personal company. So this picture is okay. This painting was by my dad. He painted it in 1956. He obviously got a little bit better in his drawings. After suffering some personal disappointments, he moved to Cambridge, Massachusetts from California, and he took some courses at Harvard University, so, night courses. One of his piano teachers, Sylvia Levinson. He loved classical music. That was really his first love. He actually, can we go back for a moment? One of the biggest influences on him was Sylvia Levinson, because he would go over to the house and a lot of her friends would come over, and they knew a lot about physics of music, and so we fell in love with the relationship between science and music, which is pretty evident. And he also, because of his age, got to witness a lot of famous classical musicians.
Here is the last presentation with Korg rep Luke Edwards, having a conversation with Queen's longtime keyboard player Spike Edney. Unfortunately, there will only be screenshots of the presentation and not actual video footage. As I was first making videos of this presentation, I was told not to do any filming sometime after. Although I still have the videos backed up, I can only show screenshots of the videos I've done for this video. Spike Edney and Luke Edwards are having a conversation together. Spike was talking about his personal life and talking about what other jobs he has had over the years before becoming a musician. It was a really interesting piece of trivia of what he has been doing before becoming a musician in one of the biggest bands in history. And due to Spike Edney talking about his life and being told not to film by one of the museum workers, that's why there are only screenshots of this presentation, as I must respect other people's privacy. I was told that photos are fine,
but no filming. This is the end of the free presentations and is also the end of the video clips of my trip at the Musical Museum Synth Show, 4th of October 2025. I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed exploring the museum for the second time. Despite not being able to play on any synths this time, I still enjoyed the day trip as my second experience of being there.
Okay, so this is now the end of this video. My second day trip at the Musical Museum in London, 4th of October 2025, and is also the end of the final video upload of the year 2025. I do hope you have enjoyed this video with my day trip at the Musical Museum. I know it was very similar to that of my 900 video because my 900 video featured the same thing, but that was my very first day trip there with the opening of the new Korg gallery back then, and this is my second day trip there with the events that you have seen on this video. So yes, I really enjoyed my day trip there on that Saturday, the 4th of October 2025. That was my second time at the Musical Museum in London within the Korg gallery, where Korg was holding an event, as you've seen on this video, with the Kronology with Luke Edwards, presentation with Dina Pearlman, daughter of the ARP founder Alan R. Pearlman, and Conversation with Spike Edney, which unfortunately I couldn't use the video clips. It had to be screenshots due to having to respect people's privacy. But despite not being able to film, because I was told not to film, I do hope you've enjoyed the events and the exploration of the Musical Museum. I really enjoyed myself there that day. Unfortunately, as I said on my at the beginning of this video, the synthesizers that I was able to play on my first day trip there had a notice saying this is a museum exhibit, please do not touch. So unfortunately I wasn't able to touch or play any of the old synths because I really wanted to play some like the Trinity, the Triton, etc. I really wanted to have a play on those. Yes, and there were some other ones that I wanted to play as well. But still, I enjoyed my day trip there, exploring the museum. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I once again want to personally thank my manager Tony from Bonners for taking me there. And I would like to personally thank Korg for the invite to the event, which I enjoyed very much. So yes, 2025. Wow, I must say it's been quite a roller coaster of making videos. Altogether, 91 videos has been uploaded this year, which is much more than what I did last year. Although I don't try to compete every year, like, for example, oh, I've uploaded this many videos this year, let's see if we can beat that record next year. That is not always the case, but I always do my best to make the uploads frequent. So yes, there's been many uploads this year, and I am now nearing my 1000th YouTube video. I won't say what it's going to be, but upon the release of this video, my YouTube video account, my YouTube video count is a total of 973 videos. So yes, great stuff. a little bit of bad news with one of my videos this year. It would have been 974 videos, but unfortunately, as you know, earlier on this year, one of my videos was taken down due to a copyright strike, which is unfortunate, but there's not really a lot I can do. So yeah, 2025 has been a great year of video content. I got so much done, especially with the SX920 series. That was the biggest series. And after that, I managed to squeeze in a couple more keyboards to finish the year off. And finally, this video, my second day trip at the Musical Museum. Again, I do hope you have enjoyed this video, along with all of the other videos I have uploaded in the year of 2025. So please do write back to me and tell me what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now. And to everybody from me, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I shall see you all with more video content in the year of 2026. Now, I have made a couple of videos of 2 more keyboards this year, but I won't be uploading them until next year, probably about mid-January or something like that. But once again, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I shall see you all in the year of 2026.